Hello, and I want to extend a warm welcome from the College of Science and Health Academic Services team, made up of Carla Burkhart, Becca Pierce, and myself, Guy Hurling. So we've come up with the top 5 tips for new students. Now, some of you might be very undecided about what to major in. Others are very settled on a particular major. Maybe it's computer science, maybe it's geography, it could be radiation therapy that's of interest to you. Or you could be widely uncertain or widely searching between a variety of majors. Maybe it's you're thinking of biology, or you're also thinking maybe you'd major in business, or perhaps it's theater or recreation management. You can't make up your mind yet. Whichever one of those 3 scenarios describes your situation, no worries. Many students are uncertain about what to major in. But one way to start the process of settling in, focusing in on a particular major or a family of majors that might be right for you, is by looking at our university catalog rather. And you can get there by going to our homepage, selecting undergraduate Science and Health, and there's a link to every one of the majors that we offer. Once you get to the major page in the catalog, you'll find course requirements, advising information, and sample degree plans showing you what your first year might look like and beyond in terms of enrollment. And you should keep going. Stay curious and stay open-minded. You never know when a new experience might turn you on to a different field. But as I say, keep curious or stay curious, and check out the department websites where you'll find special resources available to students. Maybe it's advising information or special opportunities that are available to our students in particular majors. A very small number of our majors requires not only that you gain admission to UWL, but that you go on in the future to apply for admission to that program. The programs include radiation therapy, nuclear medicine technology, clinical lab sciences, exercise and sports science, and public health education. So that's a small number of our large number of majors that requires an admission to program kind of thing. Don't worry about it though. While it's important, you don't have to do anything right now to get ready, but you could explore the department websites, the catalog, and learn more about what the application might entail. When you come for registration for fall, you'll meet with an advisor who can answer your questions and might have time to introduce you to the application process. However, since some of the application steps can be fairly detailed, that might be something that would be more appropriate to unpack your first meeting with an advisor in the fall. So that's just an introduction to that. What about parallel plans? So we have a small number of majors that require an application for admission. And I listed those. Of that small number of majors, there's even smaller number that is competitive or that are competitive for admission. And in those cases, I'd say a parallel plan is really helpful. Probably no matter what you major in, you could justify having a parallel plan. But what I would say is, again, don't worry too much about the application. Be aware of it. Be prepared to talk with your advisor about it this coming fall or earlier. If you have any questions about this, my contact information or our academic services team's contact info will be available and you can talk to us. Now, quite a few of our students at UWL Crosse have an interest in a career in the health professions. If that's you, then you want to get familiar with the Pre-Health Student Resource Center. So I encourage you to follow the link on this slide and explore the rich web resources there. And you'll have a chance to meet with the staff from the center when you come to register for fall in the summer. And the center is there to help you with each one of the steps you might need to take to get ready to successfully progress into either your health profession career after graduation or to graduate school, maybe to medical school or physician assistant studies or chiropractic college, clinical exercise physiology, athletic training, occupational therapy, physical therapy. There's so many different graduate options you might go for. So that center is ready to help you with the process to successfully make that leap. So continuing on this theme of getting ready for your first fall semester, let's talk a little bit about placement testing. We want to know your level of competency in English, mathematics, and, if you're interested, global languages. The way we do that is through the Wisconsin Regional Placement Test. You've probably already received information about it, but if you want to visit the UWL Testing Center's website, you can link to that through the slide here, and there you can find out more options for taking the test. You can get any updates about the tests being offered, and if you want to talk with one of our expert testing staff, their contact information is available. Also, the UW system has some great resources, including sample exams and test site updates. The sample exams are especially useful because it might have been a little while since you've had algebra or geometry, or maybe your English composition or comprehension skills need a little bit of refreshing. Well, the sample tests will help you get an idea of what you're going to be tested on, and then you can remediate if needed. Dad's best advice about preparing for the placement test is to get plenty of sleep and eat well. Just be at your best when you take the test because they matter. They're going to determine where you start with English and math, and again, global languages if that applies. You may have taken advanced placement, or maybe you're finishing an international baccalaureate program, or perhaps you've had college level equivalency program tests already. You probably haven't had a UWL department credit by exam test yet, but there are many credit by exam options available to high school students, and you may have done some of that. You can find out the minimum scores for the different test options through the credit by exam link on this page. Those scores are set by our academic departments, and you can contact the departments if you have any questions. When to report scores is always a big question. Without trying to make you too anxious about this, I want to encourage you to report scores for any tests you've already completed. Maybe you took AP World History or AP Psychology in your freshman, sophomore, or junior year, or some other tests. I would encourage you to get those scores in, because the more official scoring that we have on record for you, the better we can advise you for the fall semester. But we realize that as seniors, you might be finishing maybe it's your first AP class that you're taking this year, or maybe it's one of several, or maybe you're waiting for International Baccalaureate or CLEP testing to be finalized. That's okay. You'll have a chance in a survey that comes out later this spring to tell us more about what you're doing this year and what you've done prior years. So if you choose not to report scores, or you're waiting for scores to come in yet, no worries. Final score reporting can come in over the summer, and when we advise for fall registration, we can work around any gaps. But again, the more information you provide for us, the better. The same goes for any transfer courses you may have completed. If you already have grades assigned for college level coursework you completed through another school, ask that school to send us the transcript. You can send that directly to our admissions office. But anything you're currently completing, we can just pick up on that when it's finished and advise accordingly, for the fall semester. If you've completed a lot of college level coursework, I would say 12 or more credits, then I would encourage you to contact the College of Science and Health Academic Services people, and we can talk about how what you've already completed might fit into your degree program and plans here at UWL. It just gives you a little bit clearer idea of how your registration for fall might go. And I think that's, through all my experience, that's been a really helpful thing for students. So the more you can provide for us, if you have any questions about any of this, contact us. They'll put you in a stronger position to make plans for the future. Well, how do we put all this together? Well, in June, we expect to have 9 days of registration, and whichever day you pick, you will, every effort will be made for you to leave that day having a completed class schedule that's to your satisfaction based on what's available and is degree relevant. So we work real hard towards that goal, and we actually preload your schedule with classes that pertain to the major that you declared on your application. So if you want to adjust, if you've changed your mind about what you want to major in, it's not too late to call our admissions office and get that switched up. But the registration day that you pick will be full of information. It's all important. It's a lot to digest, but there's plenty of advising support throughout the day to get your questions answered, help you make decisions about that first semester. Later in the summer, later in the fall, you'll have many opportunities to make more decisions and think further about your academic career. But that registration day in June is really focused on getting that fall semester schedule completed. You'll meet in large group settings, you'll meet UWL students, you meet faculty advisors, and get professional staff advising assistance with completing your schedules. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact Carla, Becca, or myself, and you can use the science@uwlax.edu email or call 608-785-8218. Look forward to seeing you in the summer and helping you throughout your academic career.